Hello friends, I'm back on my channel History with Umehani, and not with a new topic but with the last topic which we had discussed, the expansion of British rule in India. So remember we had discussed of the wars, so few things are still left. Let's see what it is. Yeah, remember this presentation of mine? Yes, let's move on. You must have remembered we had even discussed about two annexation ways. One is the annexation policies internally, and another was war. In that, we already discussed conquest of Bengal, Anglo Mysore Wars, which was about Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. Then today we will discuss about Anglo Maratha War. I'm not talking about annexation policies, as that too we have already discussed about the subsidiary alliance, doctrine of lapse, and the annexation on the ground of maladministration. So it's a quick recap. So let's move on to the Anglo Maratha Wars. Now, when we talk about the Maratha Wars, we need to remember that there are few peoples and few positions in the Maratha kingdoms who were very much important. Okay, why it was important? Because they were so much strong that they, each chief of Marathas, he independently fought war against each other or against uh, East India Company. So the four positions I want to talk about of four important people who, because of whom the Marathas kingdom was divided at the same time, who were very powerful. So first is the Peshwa. We all know that how Peshwaship started after Chhatrapati Shahu and all. Then there were many Maratha chiefs. So three are I have listed here: Holkar chief, Sindhyas, and Bhosles. Now why they are important? Because in the all three Marathas, Anglo Maratha wars, their involvement is present in some or the other way. So it is very much important for you all to understand. Of course they were loyal to Peshwas, it's not that they were totally against of them, but still they were very important because they have themselves had their own armies, and that was capable enough to fight against the British rule itself. Okay, so that is why I'm specifically pointing this thing. All right, now let us go on the first Anglo Maratha War. When we talk about first Anglo Maratha War, the reason for this war was Peshwa Narayan Rao. He died. Thereafter, his small baby infant Madhav Rao was considered as the Peshwa, and he had one very loyal minister, that was Nana Fadnavis. All right, he considered him as his Peshwa, and he was ruling this administration of the Marathas. But the Madhav Rao's uncle Raghunath Rao was totally against of it, and he himself wanted to be a Peshwa. So this was a war of succession between Peshwa and Raghunath Rao. All right, so this is the main. Now, how the British came into the scene. Now, this Raghunath Rao went to the East India Company and took their helps. In return, obviously, he was going to give some favors to them. But because of this, the Britishers came and it became an first Anglo Maratha war. So, from a normal war of succession, it became an Anglo war. All right, and now this war was like for a very long time it happened, and no conclusion was happening. No one was winning this game because equally both parties were sufficient enough and powerful. So finally the war was concluded with the Treaty of Salbai. Now if you remember, this Treaty of Salbai we had even discussed in the Second Anglo Mysore War, where the Marathas had become neutral to Hyder Ali. Initially, in the first, they were friends, but in the second, they remained neutral. Why neutral? Because by this Treaty of Salbai, they maintained a peace with each other. You know, neither East India Company will attack Marathas kingdom or territories, nor Marathas will attack vice versa, East India Company. So that is the reason they did not support it or remain neutral in the second Anglo Maratha, in the second Anglo Mysore War. All right. So this remained peace for 20 years. All right. Now this thing ended. Now the second Anglo Maratha War took place. That was also very important. Why? Now in this again, the Madhav Rao too, who was the Peshwa, he died. Even his strong minister Nana Fadnavis, he too died. And now Bajirao too became the Peshwa. Now when Bajirao too, when he became Peshwa, there was a chaos in the Marathas itself. All the chiefs who were there, remember Holkar, Scindia, Bhosles, they all were trying in their own ways to rule over Pune. And what happened? Now, in this chaos, Scindia supported Bajirao, and Holkars actually fought a war with Bajirao. Alright, in this, Bajirao got defeated. So it's like a one Maratha defeated another Maratha. Alright, now after this, Bajirao also did the same thing which Raghunath Rao did. He took the help of East India Company, but in this time, a subsidiary alliance was signed with East India Company by Bajirao too. So that was a very, very bad thing happened. Now this way, they got a full right to interfere in the internal, external matter of Marathas, and that's later on, obviously, Scindias were on the side of Bajirao, so they too had to sign the subsidiary alliance. They were in fact forced to sign it. So this how the second Anglo-Maratha war took place. All right, obviously, when Bajirao signed a subsidiary alliance, so the Britishers must have attacked whom? The Holkars, right? And the Scindias who were on the side of Bajirao, they were not happy, but still they had to forcefully sign this subsidiary alliance. Now comes the third Anglo-Maratha war. Now in this third Anglo-Maratha war, what happened? Bajirao II, who signed a subsidiary alliance with the Britishers, he himself was not happy. The Maratha chiefs were not happy. They realized that big mistake we did. These people have interfered in our administration, in our internal affairs, in everything and every ways they have interfered. So now repentance came. So they were started getting united together. So now the Maratha chiefs, Holkar, who had fought against Bajirao, he got united with Bajirao. Scindias were already there in the support of Bajirao. So now these three people got united and they attacked the residency of Britishers at Kirki, and that's how the war broke out. But unfortunately, it was too late. They had already lost their power. They had become weak because they had given their administration, army, and external affairs in the hands of Britishers by signing subsidiary alliance. So they had internally become quite weak. So finally, they had to bear a crushing defeat from the British force. All right, and that's how the Maratha power came to an end, and even the Peshwaship came to an end. Bajirao too was the last Peshwa of the Maratha kingdom. So we have covered even this Anglo-Maratha war. Now let us go on the Anglo-Sikh War. Now, when we talk about the Anglo-Sikh War, everybody must be remembering Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Yes, Maharaja Ranjit Singh was a very strong person in Punjab. Until he was there, he was alive. Britishers never even thought of, uh, you know, um, disturbing him or to annex Punjab, or never gave, because they knew it, because the East India Company will be a no match for them. So Maharaja Ranjit Singh, with him, they had signed a treaty of Amritsar. It was moreover of a peace treaty in which the river Satluj was a borderline for both the parties. Like the Punjabs, the Amritsar Sikhs were not trying to rule over, crossing Satluj and on the East India Company's territories, and the vice versa. The Britishers were not crossing the river Satluj. But the things changed when Maharaja Ranjit Singh died. There was a chaos in the Sikhs themselves, because whenever you lose a strong leader, people don't realize what to do. Some people try to be a leader, some try to do whatever they feel is right. The exactly same thing was happening in this Punjab. So some Sikhs violated the law, the Treaty of Amritsar, and they crossed the river Satluj and came in the territory of East India Company. This gave a good opportunity to East India Company to enter into Punjab and declare a war. So this war was fought between the local Sikh and the English East India Company. Sikhs were definitely defeated. They were weak. They were not having any capable leader. Secondly, they had to sign a Treaty of Lahore, which was another bad point for them. It was moreover like a subsidiary alliance by which everything was under the rule of East India Company. So over a period of time, again the Sikhs were revolting because they were not at all happy with East India Company. So when Lord Dalhousie attacked Punjab once again and finally he crushed the Sikh, he literally crushed them. It's like the end of the dominance of Sikh went away from Punjab, and it was to an extent that the entire Punjab was annexed by East India Company. So we have discussed every province, every part of India, Bengal, Maharashtra, then the south, which was under the control of Maharashtra, then Mysore by Anglo Mysore War, and the north part, Punjab sides. So almost everything was under the control of East India Company by this time, and the very major event took place after their expansion was the revolt of 1857, and that we will do it in our next video. I hope this video have helped you. If yes, please comment, like, subscribe and share. Thank you.